Hi, this is Abigail Sun from CKF Foundation, and today we're going to read 4 stories from Aesop Fables. The first story is The Hare and the Frogs. Hares, as you know, are very timid. The least shadow sends them scurrying in fright to a hiding place. Once they decided to die rather than live in such misery, but while they were debating how to best meet death, they thought they heard a noise. In a flash, they were scampering off to the warren. On the way, they passed a pond where a family of frogs was sitting among reeds on a bank. In an instant, the startled frogs were seeking safety in the mud. "Look," cried a hare, "things are not so bad after all, for here are creatures who are even afraid of us." However unfortunate we may think we are, there's always someone worse off than ourselves. The next story is The Fox and the Stork. The fox one day thought of a plan to amuse himself at the expense of the stork, at whose odd appearance he was always laughing. "You must come and dine with me today," he said to the stork, smiling to himself at the trick he was going to play. The stork gladly accepted the invitation and arrived in a good time with a very good appetite. For dinner, the fox served soup, but it was set out in a very shallow dish. All the stork could do was wet the very tip of his bill. Not a drop of soup he could get. But the fox lapped up easily, and to increase the disappointment of the stork, made a great show of enjoyment. The hungry stork was much displeased at the trick, but he was calm. Even-tempered fellow saw no good in flying into a rage. Instead, not long afterward, he invited the fox to dine with him in turn. The fox invited promptly at the time that had been set. The stork served a fish dinner that had a very appetizing smell, but it was served in a tall jar with a very narrow neck. The stork could easily get at the food with his long bill, but the fox could do was lick the outside of the jar, sniff the delicious odor, and when the fox lost his temper, the stork said calmly, "Do not play tricks on your neighbors unless you can stand the same treatment yourself." Our next story is called The Travelers and the Sea. 2 travelers were walking along the seashore. Far out, they saw something riding on the waves. "Look," said one, "a great ship rides in from distant lands, bearing rich treasures." The objective they saw came even nearer to the shore. "No," said the other, "that is not a treasure ship. It's some fisherman's skiff, with the day's catch of savory fish." Still nearer came the object. The waves crashed it over the shore. "It's a chest of gold lost from wreck," they cried. Still nearer came the object. The waves washed up on shore. "It is a chest of gold lost from wreck," they cried. Both travelers rushed to the beach, but there they found nothing but a water-soaked log. Do not let your hopes carry you away from reality. The Wolf and the Lion. A wolf had stolen a lamb and was carrying it off to his lair to eat it. But his plans were very much changed when he met a lion who, without making any excuses, took the lamb away from him. The wolf made off to a safe distance, and then said in a much injured tone, "You have no right to take my property like that." The lion looked back, as the wolf was too far away to be taught a lesson without too much inconvenience. He said, "What property? Did you buy it, or did the shepherd make you a gift of it? Pray tell me, How did you get it? What is evil won is evil lost. We have one extra story for today's video, so it's called The Peacock. The peacock, they say, did not have the beautiful feathers in which he now takes so much pride. These, Juno, whose favorite he was, granted to him one day when he begged her for a train of feathers to distinguish him from other birds. Then decked his finery, gleaming with emerald, gold, purple, and azure. He strutted proudly among the birds. All regarded him with envy. Even the most beautiful peasants could see that his beauty was surpassed. Presently, the peacock saw an eagle soaring high up in the blue sky and felt the desire to fly, as he had been accustomed to do. Lifting his wings, he tried to rise from the ground, but the weight of his magnificent train held him down. Instead of flying up to greet the first rays of the morning sun, or to bathe in a rosy light among the floating clouds at sunset, he would have to walk the ground more encumbered and oppressed than any common barnyard fowl. Do not sacrifice your freedom for the sake of pomp and show. That's it for today. Thank you.